Hello guys, in this different video, today we'll talk about the Factorio newest expansion, Factorio Space Age. It's not out yet, but we get some information from the developers. So the new expansion they was working on for the last 4 years looks like this. I mean, this is a small part of it. You can build the flying ships and travel to different planets. When you go to the bottom, we can see that this is the Factorio Space Age. This expansion will be about traveling from one planet to another one. There is 4 different planets, and every single planet has a different type of the gameplay. What's more, every single planet gives you a different resources, different machines, and so on. For example, if you want to get the artillery, cliff explosives, spytrons, or the best tier modules, you have to go to a different planet to get those. They will be logged on the novice. But let's start from the top. So the Factorio Space Age continues the player's journey after launching rocket to the space. You can discover new worlds with unique challenges, exploit their novel resources for advanced technologies, so the Factorio Space Age adds the content after you launch the rocket to the space. You can explore different challenges, get new resources, new technologies, and make a lot of ships. So vanilla game ends after you launch the rocket, and it was obvious to the developers that they need to add something after that stage. And they was thinking about adding the space platform long time ago, in a different post. When you go to it, this is a post from 2015, and when we scroll here, you can see that there was already planning for this platform long time ago. Maybe I will make a zoom, so we can see it more. So it looks pretty similar to what we have now. This is how it looks at the current version. Yes, there's definitely more stuff going on. But yeah, come back to the reading. So they was thinking about this concept for a long time, like they was thinking with the Spytron. When you look at the Spytron, it looked like this back in the day, so it's a little bit different. And this post was, yeah, way long before they added the Spytron, so they did the same with the expansion. Also, there is information that you might never heard about. The name WOOP comes from Wszystko będzie, which means something like everything will be done eventually, so this also applies to the expansion. It will be done at some point. But when? This is a good question. So the main structure of this expansion is, instead of sending one rocket, you have to send a lot of rockets to send the resources to your platforms and build flying ships to explore different planets. So the space platforms are used to generate space science, but mainly to travel to different planets. There is only 4 planets which are pre-designed to give you the best experience, and every planet has a new unique resources, team, and so on. Also, you can produce a different science pack on every different planet. So you have to pick what planet you want to explore and which one will be the best for you. Because like you can see, after you research the rocket, you can pick one of those 3 planets. And this is like the more advanced one. So you can pick which one do you like and then come to this Earth-like planet. So yes, this is a balanced in a way that every single planet gives you something else, so it's worth to explore every single one. And you will also have to make a decision which one you want to come first, second, and last. Like I said, some vanilla mechanics like artillery, cliff explosives, spytrons, and best tier modules are locked on different planets, so it's also important what do you want to get first. And to this planet you have to go. Also, they say that you can play on your existing vanilla game and add this expansion, but it's not the best way to play the expansion because it logs some stuff like cliff explosives. So if you used to play on the vanilla and you add this expansion, you already have the cliff explosives, so it's not point to travel to planet that gives you the cliff explosives. So the best way to play with this expansion is to start from start to finish. Also, when this expansion came out, they will add a lot of quality of life improvements for all the players, regardless if they have expansion or not. Stuff like better trains, blueprints, flying robots, and many more. I can't wait for it. So you don't need to buy the expansion to get the new stuff for yourself. And now we can go to the good news and bad news. So when you look here, we can see that release day of the expansion is about 1 year from now. So we have to wait 1 more year for this expansion, which is a long time. They're already doing it for a few years, and now 1 more year of waiting. We'll see if it's gonna be worth it. So the current state is end of step 5, and they are already doing some of the stage 6. So when you come to this post, you can look at those stage. So they are basically on the stage of polishing the stuff, balancing the stuff, and improving everything. They also started some beta testing, so the game is fully playable right now, and it also kind of looks like it's pretty playable, like this platform looks pretty good. So they're very close to step 7, which is a release, but yeah, it's still 1 year, so we have to wait. But yeah, they was doing 3 types of testing. One is just the developers playing on their own and sharing their feeling, how the game is working, how it's balanced and so on. The second type is office LAN party, which is a great to test multiplayer, so there's probably a bunch of people in the office playing the game together, and also the individual testers. They have a few outside testers who play it from start to finish to give them detailed feedback, and thanks to this feedback they can balance the game. Like for example, 2 planets were too repetitive and too similar to novice. However, we don't know which planet that was, because there are 4 of them and they didn't share that, and they had to completely change those. Also, the game was a little bit slow and grindy, so they need to speed up the things and balance it about making it possible to beat in less than 80 hours for an experienced player. So I have no clue how long it's gonna take for no experienced player. And they basically trying to keep the mechanics and cut down the recipe counts and codes to make everything more playable. And also they improved the UI a lot to all of the stuff, including the old stuff, like I guess the trains or something that was in the game for a very long time. Maybe they did something with the inventory, we'll see. It was annoying to fix all of that, but they say it was worth it. And the good news is they are stopping the embargo on the expansion content, and they will be publishing a blog post fact every week until the expansion release. So I probably make a series on my second channel Trupen 2 when I talk about all of those Friday facts, so subscribe to see those, because they basically show everything what they are working on for this expansion. And also, there is the elephant in the room, the space exploration. This mod pack might look kind of similar to this expansion, because this expansion is kind of based on it. But yeah, there is the expansion when you can just travel from planet to planet, get new resources, have new research, and this is a very similar to space exploration. And also it was made by this guy, Renald, or something like that. And this guy was also working on this expansion, and this is a note from him. He's explaining that the space exploration looks very similar to the Space Age. However, they are completely different approaches to this mechanic. They look similar because they have the same topic, which is you go to space, you visit the planets, and that's all. But those are only the mechanics that are similar. The space exploration is targeted at a completely different kind of people. It's targeted for hardcore players, when the Space Age is targeted for all players, even the beginner one. Like playing the space exploration when you don't know the circuit logic is very tough. Also, the game length. The space exploration is a very long game. You can play it for multiple hours. However, the Space Age is targeted to just play for 60 or maybe 100 hours, so it's way faster to beat the game. Also, the complexity. The space exploration has a way bigger learning curve. For example, you cannot automate everything if you don't know the circuit logic in Factorio, which is kind of complicated. So Space Age is more noob friendly for everybody, so even if you are playing Factorio for the first time, you should be fine with playing with the Space Age, and you are not be fine if you play Factorio for the first time and you have space exploration. Also, the engine support. The space exploration is just a mod, so there is out of limitation that he couldn't do, but when it comes to the expansion, it's in the engines, so they can tweak it in a way that everything what they want is supported. This way it should be way better optimized for the Factory itself, and you probably could build way bigger bases everywhere on every single planet. But we'll know more about everything in the future post, so subscribe Trupen 2 for new news. And thank you for watching, see you later, bye!